Good afternoon, Islington Pro Shop. Marty speaking. On Saturday, it starts at 8 o'clock, and on Sunday, it starts at 9 o'clock. Mike, what time does Dave tee off this weekend?
9:30.
And he tees off at 9:30 this weekend. We have Mario Lemieux, Yvonne Lendl, Jack Wagner. There's many more.
Ooh, golf day. Golf day at the Celebrity Classic. I'm gonna be in the tournament. Hey, there's Todd Brooker. Wonder if he needs any golf balls. I wonder whose ball I could be. Maybe Yvonne Lendl. Or Jack Wagner. Ernie Whitt. Yeah, there's a home run. Or maybe even number 66. Hey, wait a minute. This is my lucky day. That's Daniel Baldwin, Hollywood actor.
Not bad, how are you?
All right.
Pick me. Hey, pick me, Danny.
Yeah, not bad.
Pick me. Come on. No, not him. Don't pick him. Pick me right over here. No. Okay, one more time. Here I am, big guy. Right there. Yep. Come on.
Just take two.
Oh,
Those
denied.
are $5.
Oh, I was so close. From a hole-in-one to a three-putt.
Thanks very much.
Oh, what a tough break. Hey, what's going on? Hands off. Hey, what is this, an earthquake? Watch it. Ouch. Hey, that hurts. What are you doing to us over here? Hang on. What is this, public transit? Well, at least it's a nice day. Hey, we must be going to the first tee off. You know, as a last-minute replacement ball. Hey, watch it, buddy. What is this, the gallery? I wonder who's gonna be my golfer de jour. Holy cow! I can't believe it. It's Grant Fuhr. I'm gonna go straight for you, buddy. Hit me a ton!
From the Islington Golf Club, CTV Sports is proud to present the 1995 Chrysler Celebrity Classic.
Oh, no, not the driving range.
Featuring the Altamira $100,000 Charity Challenge. They come from all over the world. The entertainment world, the sports world. Hall of Famers, legends, champions. A galaxy of stars ready to sparkle at an all-star game of golf. They're better known for their hook shots, their three-point shots, and their slap shots, but today our camera shots will pick up all of their chip shots. Hello everyone, welcome to the Islington Golf Club here in Etobicoke, Ontario in the 1995 Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic, and we're glad to be joined by our own celebrity, Canada's leading lady in golf. Sandra Post is our commentator once again, and we're here on this beautiful jewel in Toronto.
It's a great golf course, Rod. You know, it's designed by Stanley Thompson about 72 years ago, in fact. And he's known for the narrow fairways and the small greens, and they've maintained that. So there will be a premium on accuracy over the next 2 days.
How will that play into the team game? This format is best ball with partners over 2 rounds.
Well, it is the best ball, the best score of the whole count. That means while one player can lay up on those par fives, the other player can go for it, hoping to get an eagle, and also on those putts. Once you have a par in the hole, well, the other person better not leave that birdie putt short.
The team game is a lot of fun, and these teams have themes. The hockey players are playing together, the baseball players are together, the footballers, the basketballers. We have a rock and roll team, some actors. So a lot of fun, but a premium is also placed on good golf. There's some very serious golfers here.
Yeah, you have some good teams like the Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn team, but they tend to, I think, get a little serious out here too.
Too serious, maybe?
Maybe, we'll see.
All right, well, let's take a look now as the stars come out under the sun here at Islington.
Last year, our employees earned almost $1 billion in salaries. Our suppliers and their employees earned over $5 billion. And we exported over $9 billion worth of products built here. To you, they're just components of your new car. But the sum of these parts is the livelihood of over 90,000 Canadians. At Chrysler, we're not just building cars, we're building Canada.
What other world is as young and alive as the world of green? Can your film see all these different greens the way Kodak film can? Only Kodak film as our exclusive system of color couplers, so no other film sees colors more accurately. If your film isn't getting these shades of green, change your film.
CTV Sports presents the Chrysler Celebrity Classic from the Islington Golf Club in Toronto. Brought to you by Chrysler Canada and the Altamira Foundation.
Oh boy. Well, welcome back to the Islington Golf Club here in Etobicoke, Ontario. Behind me, the leaderboard is blank. The Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic has yet to begin, but before it begins, it's time for the other event sponsor to have some fun with some games around the game. It's Altamira's time with the Altamira Celebrity Am, where amateurs get a chance to play with their favorite celebrities. Not only is it a day for some practice for the celebrities, but for the amateurs, it's a big thrill. And of course, everybody together helps raise some money for the charities. Now, I have to work on my putting a little bit because I'm playing with Yvonne Lendl today. Of course, Yvonne is, well, you know what? Probably I'll do better with something like this. My secret weapon. Yeah.
Hook, baby. Keep coming. Good. I'd like to introduce my partners. This is Hermie. This is Swizzle.
Swizzle.
Okay. Greetings. And this is Fruitcake.
I brought the sunscreen and the sun's going to come out. It will.
No,
Birdie? Huh?
Put it on the heel of my putter, and it should go right in the center of the cup.
I'm going to use them all at the same time.
Because I need them.
Oh, no.
Gee, that's a big break. Why you didn't tell me that?
Oh. Unless I'm drab. I go do some ski. My man.
Should have brought a stunt man. I knew. I should.
They want me to ask you if you like kissing Heather Locklear.
Somebody's got to do it, Ryan. Remember that.
Okay.
Hey, Snipes. How you doing, bud? Good, how are you? Good.
Finally.
Ron Mead is the chairman and CEO of Altamira, who happens to be a pretty good golfer, too, playing in the Pro-Am today.
Well, thank you.
What is Altamira all about, and how did it start?
Well, Altamira Management started 25 years ago as a money management company. We currently manage some $16 billion, but we're best known for our mutual funds, which have been fairly successful, so far in the last few years.
Not only that, helping to raise money for some very needy causes.
Well, obviously, we think that's extremely important at this particular time as governments cut back. We think the private sector is going to have to pick up more of the slack and do more to fund the programs that have traditionally been funded by the governments. So that we're very pleased, of course, to be part of this charity event and provide checks to a number of charitable institutions, as you know.
For a busy guy like you, how do you keep up that golf swing? You can hit it pretty good.
I don't know. It comes and goes.
Well, Ron,
you're very kind.
Well, thanks for being with us, and best of luck this weekend and with Altamira.
Well, thank you very much.
As I mentioned before, Yvonne Lendl was my partner in the Celebrity Am, and I had a chance to speak with him about his two favorite games. Now, you were so dominating as a tennis player, but as a golfer, it must have been a little bit humbling when you get onto a tour like this. You were saying to me earlier about your first time out here.
Yeah.
Even the great Yvonne Lendl was a little nervous.
You get nervous because you're not absolutely certain about what you're doing, and you have to take it the way it comes. You just have to play more, and that way you're going to get better.
You pick up the golf clubs almost every day, but apparently you don't pick up the tennis racket anymore.
No, my back bothers me too much when I do any exercise where running is involved, so I don't play tennis because it's too painful and it's no pleasure.
Do you miss it, being on the tour and, you know, being #1 for so long?
Oh, I sure do. I enjoyed it, and it was a lot of fun.
Now, I have to ask you something. Seriously, though. I've been watching you golf here, and I know you're a great tennis player. Can I get a tennis lesson, and can I get a golf lesson?
Tennis lesson, you have no hope. That's not because I wouldn't give one, but it wouldn't help you. And golf, we can talk about it.
Thanks a lot.
Sure.
And after some Yvonne Lendl golf lessons and a great day on the course, it was time for the 19th hole. Time to socialize, snack, and to hand out some money to some very worthwhile charities.
Once again, Altamira, through the Altamira Foundation, is proud to be part of the Chrysler Celebrity Classic. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the Altamira Foundation. The Altamira Foundation invests in Canada's most precious and future critical resource, our youth. The foundation devotes a particular effort and significant resources to help underprivileged and abused children. With the generous support of Canada's financial community, the celebrities here tonight, the Islington Golf Club, and you, the $100,000 Altamira Charity Challenge has been a tremendous success. And we would like to thank those of you who helped us make it possible. Thank you.
And so $25,000 going to the CFRB Children's Fund in support of the Hospital for Sick Children. Also getting a quarter share of the $100,000, the Big Brothers of Metro Toronto. Etobicoke's Youth Without Shelter, also receiving $25,000. And the final $25,000 donation, the Toronto Star Fresh Air Fund. The winners of the Celebrity Am with the score of 120, the team led by former Buffalo Sabre, Rick Martin. The Islington Golf Club was designed by the renowned firm of Stanley Thompson Architects and was completed in 1923. Islington gained prominence by hosting 24 Miller tournaments, including the inaugural in 1928. The Miller was the premier professional match play tournament in Canada for 37 years. A four-time Miller champion was former Islington assistant pro and later member Al Balding, who became the first Canadian to win a PGA tournament. Balding's mentor was Les Franks, Islington's club pro for 32 years, whose memory is honored with a plaque on the course. Islington, historic, charming, and convenient.
Well, I think the unique thing about Islington Golf Club is the fact that it's located right in the heart of Toronto, here actually the city of Etobicoke, and although we know where we're located, we seem to be one of the hidden jewels amongst the golf courses in this area.
It's very accessible to before dinner play, after dinner play for 9 holes, a great spot for camaraderie if you just feel like dropping in, and being only 2 minutes from the subway, it makes it very easy for people to get here. We don't have swimming here and we don't have tennis, we just have golf. And the people are all avid golfers at every age group.
We have a couple of strong holes out there. Our 10th hole, our signature hole, par 3, is 212 yards par 3 to a fairly undulating green, bunkered on the left and water hazard on the right. I think the thing that makes the golf club challenging is its tightness. It's not an open golf course, it's tree-lined with mature trees, and our greens are quite undulating. They tend to be quick, and if you're on the wrong side of the hole, 3-putting is something that could possibly happen to you.
We have an outstanding flower display. And the man responsible for that, of course, is our greenskeeper, but under him, we have a full-time horticulturist. And he's just in seventh heaven here. And what you see is really a great benefit to us. The flowers are very important, and the aesthetic beauty of the place is very important.
And so the Emerald stage is ready, and so are the players. When we come back, round one of the Chrysler Celebrity Classic. And now, the mystery of Islington.
The toughest hole I find at Islington is number 10. It's a par 3. It's 215 yards. There's water all down the right-hand side and traps on the left.
The toughest hole for me is number 3, because it's the on the right-hand side. You have no way you can't bail out there. And another thing, there's a little valley just before about the 150-yard marker, and you have to carry it, and it's a long way.
The 16th hole is probably the toughest hole for ladies, because if you don't hit a long enough drive, you cannot carry the river and make the green.
The toughest hole in the golf course is the 13th hole. It's a 445-yard par 4, dogleg right. Your second shot for most players will be about a 200-yard shot to a fairly blind green. Although there's no bunkers, the green does tend to fall to the right a little bit.
For me, I'd say it's 2 because it's a long par 5 and I drive about 30, 40 yards, so that's a tough one for me. So
I find the 16th the hardest because of that steep hill. It's intimidating.
We have to approach from over a river and up high onto the 16th green, and then there's a dog leg crossing a river on 17. Those are the toughest for me.
They really are. Yes, they're very tough holes.
In my opinion, I'm playing this golf course for 35 years, and I figure the toughest hole is number 11. Because a dog leg, and you have to have a very long drive and go twist it to the right to go nice, end up meeting a fairway.
The toughest hole I find here at Islington is number 7, only because I have this huge slice and there's all trees and you're out of bounds if you go right. So number 7 would be toughest for me.
Probably the toughest hole for me is the 10th hole. It comes after a break and you're a little bit tightened up, but I have a great deal of difficulty over the years with the 10th hole.
Some of us, Sandra Post, have difficulty with all of them. Here is Dale Talon.
Nice three-quarter swing, compact, very good player.
Former great hockey player, too, Dale Talon, playing alongside Gary Lehman, day 1 in this team format, best ball at Islington. On the first green, another former NHLer, Darren Veach. A little short there on the first hole. Darren Veach playing with Ed Westfall.
Yeah, they had about 14 chances. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, we'd won overtime when we took one shot, and they got the first shot from the...
Chance to talk hockey, Ed Westfall and Dale Talon. Here's the second hole again. This is Darren Veach.
Good shot out of that long rough.
Veach playing with Washington, Detroit, and Toronto in his NHL career, and a pretty good golfer, too.
Please welcome one of the best skiers on the planet. He told me to say that. Hotelier and restaurateur Todd Brooker.
Todd Brooker playing with another crazy Canuck, Brian Stemmel. Oh, he hits the flag. Great shot by Brian Stemmel. Chance for a birdie there. And Todd Brooker with a little tree trouble, Sandra.
Oh, that could hurt.
My golf background doesn't go back all that far. I used to play, I guess I started when I was 16 or 17. And I've sort of always been a natural at it. We always lived out in the country, and that's one thing. So we always had lots of grass, so I chip around my home. So I've always been good with a pitching wedge in my hand, and pitching and putting are probably my strengths, and that's why I hang in here. Dealing with pressure is something that's really important, and I think through skiing I've really learned how to do that. And I find whenever there's a crowd around, that's when I'm going to have my best drives, usually. And so during the tournaments here the last 3 years, I've really played well on those days, probably better than I played the rest of the year, the rest of the summer, just because there's a little bit more pressure and there's a little bit more incentive to get it down the middle.
Can Brian Stemmel get the birdie on the first hole?
Be a great way to start his team off.
Got it.
1 under.
A 3 on the opening par 4. On the second hole, some trouble for Brooker and Stemmel. This is Todd in the middle of the fairway after a good drive.
Just a short iron into this green. He's left it to the right. Doesn't look too happy with the shot.
And he's a long way away. Now Brooker putted up and then was beyond the hole, and he had this for par. So Brooker and Stemmel still 1 under after 2 holes. This is actor Art Hindle. You remember him from ENG.
He sliced it a little bit coming into the green, fell short, well short of the pin. With a putter off the fringe.
For par. Yes! Now that's some acting. Art Hindle, star of CTV series ENG. You remember him from Porky's and from a movie way back when called Face Off, when he played Billy Duke. This is Tom Cochrane, the rock and roller.
Turn in, baby. Good shot, Tom.
No movement. How'd it feel? Felt like butter. Felt just like butter.
Here's his chip shot on the third hole. That's like butter, too.
Who is this man?
All right, Sandra, analyze this swing.
The hands are very low at address. Of course, he's very tall, so he has to make sure he stays down through the hitting area. And that follow-through is interesting.
That is former NBA star, 6'7", George Gervin. You might remember him as the Iceman. If you don't know him from basketball, you certainly saw his commercials.
Incoming!
Today, the Iceman cooking Mookie Blaylocks, Georgia peach cobbler. Heats it up, baby.
I think the concept came from when we first did the Nike commercial up in San Francisco, and we did the barbershop commercial. and myself and artist Gilmore came in to the scene really as dropping in as legends, and it just took off from there. You know, we get in the room, we get a bunch of basketball guys together. Hey, I think I accomplished a great deal in my basketball career, and a lot of them guys are still young in their career, so it kind of gives me confidence to say you ain't done nothing yet. Everybody is starting to market. You know, I think the marketing programs have really, you know, took our game as a whole to another level, and, you know, we got to compliment David Stern for that because he's a marketing genius by proving that by being everywhere. We're almost everywhere in the world. So, you know, having these type of vehicles to really put us out there really kind of gave young kids another opportunity to find out who the Iceman is.
And Iceman, the NBA is coming to Canada this fall with the Raptors and the Grizzlies.
This is a slippery little putt that he's left himself down the hill, and now he's left himself with a nice little tap in to save par.
Little bit smaller ball than the ball that George Gervin was used to when he played with the San Antonio Spurs.
All right.
We'll be back with more golf on CTV right after this.
See, that wasn't hard, huh? You guys met Lemieux yet? Has he been through Mario? No?
What's so new about new Speed Stick Clear deodorant? Take a look at this gel. See? It's wet and sticky. And mine, it goes on dry.
New Speed Stick Clear. It's more than clear. It's clearly dry.
By Menon. Hey, I'll take dry any day.
The engineers of the new Dodge Stratus wanted more power from the explosions that happen inside an engine, so they made them occur more frequently. Things like multi-valve design, overhead cams, and lightweight pistons allow more revolutions per minute, more explosions, and more power. So even with a standard 2-liter engine at around 6,000 RPM, Stratus turns in a brilliant performance. Dodge Stratus, the cure for performance anxiety.
What's so new about new Speed Stick Clear deodorant? Take a look at this gel. See? It's wet and sticky. And mine, it goes on dry.
New Speed Stick Clear. It's more than clear. It's clearly dry.
By Menon. Hey, I'll take dry any day.
Welcome back to the Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic. Some highlights around the putting surface, which they call a green, Sandra Post, for a number of reasons, because green is also the color of money, and if you putt well in this tournament, you will win some big money at the end.
Yes, and what I've noticed, Rod, about these players, of course, they're all strong athletes, but they have wonderful finesse around the greens, and the touch and the feel that they exhibit with their putting and their chipping and their pitching is really good. I mean, these greens are very fast. Watch this ball run down this hill. Just keeps turning over just enough.
Great save there.
Here's a familiar face.
From General Hospital and Melrose Place, it's Jack Wagner.
Great putt for Jack. We'll see more of him later.
He's a good, solid player, Rod. He plays in a lot of these events, very intense, takes it very seriously.
Favorite among the gallery, and this is Daniel Baldwin. Of course, a member of the acting family, the brothers Baldwin. And here's a guy who can hit the golf ball too.
I was the guy who had like 6 different branded 7-irons that I'd find on the course. That was my bag of clubs. And I used to sneak out, and we used to jump over the fence and take golf balls. We'd steal the golf balls and sell them back to the same guy who hit it out. We'd tell him, it was over the fence! It was over. We'd have a stick and we'd pull it over and sell them for a quarter. And we'd sneak out on the golf course and we'd play golf, and that's how I learned how to play. Ma'am, I'm sorry to have to be the one to tell you this, but Catherine's been murdered. When I first got invited to come play in a tournament like this, I saw guys like George Gerv and Joe Namath, you know, heroes of mine as a child. And it's so interesting because I still see them as those people. And it's real funny to say, hey, I saw you on TV. And I look at them like, you saw me on TV. You know, I saw you hit a jump shot, you know, to win the world title. You know, I mean, what the hell do I do compared to what it is you guys do?
Hi, it's me again. Welcome to 113. You like it here?
Everybody likes me. I've played many rounds with Stephen and Billy. Alec doesn't play, he plays tennis. Billy just started really picking up the game, and Stephen lives in Arizona and plays a lot. I'm hoping he'll work on his game more so he can play here.
And putting here is another member of the rock and roll team. Teamed with Tom Cochrane is guitarist from the band Rush, Alex Lifeson. 20 gold and platinum records. And a couple of putts there.
I'm from Ron Shognesly of Signature Guitars. There's a little Velcro strip in there that says, Alex, I hope this solves your rattling problems. Where'd you get this? I got that at Stieb's a while back. Unfortunately, it was after the company sort of closed shop. And I've been asking different people all the way through, and I just wondered, that note to Alex, was that then to the Alex Lifeson?
Well, it could be.
Did anyone ever come up to you while you were on tour and give you a guitar and ask you for your autograph?
Not a guitar. I've signed quite a few different things in my life, but never a guitar.
Alex might want to try putting with that guitar after what we saw in the last hole.
Yeah, the finesse wasn't quite there. It was a very long stroke for a very short putt.
Here's Daniel Baldwin again on the 18th. Day one, saving par. Got it.
This is Yvonne Lendl. And Yvonne has about a 4 handicap, so that gives you an idea how serious a golfer he is. I remember years ago, 20 years ago, watching him practice at Boca West in Boca Raton, Florida. In fact, he's so serious, I think he takes lessons from David Ledbetter, Rod.
Yvonne Lendl teamed with NHL goaltender Grant Fuhr. One of the great Blue Jays of the past, teamed with Dave Stieb, Ernie Whitt for birdie. Whitt is part of an ownership group of St. Catharines AA Pro Baseball. He also runs a baseball academy in Toronto.
1-1. Whoa, my goodness. I didn't put this one in your pocket. Home run, Whitt.
We feel that there's a certain amount of entertainment dollars out there, and if we can make it affordable for the families to come out and enjoy themselves for 2.5 to 3 hours and feel a part of that team, then we've accomplished something. And this is one of my goals of owning a ball club. And you know, we don't only want to stop there. We'd like to learn at the lower levels and kind of work our ways through the minor league system and hopefully acquire a AA team and eventually a major league team. You know, I've been in the game my whole life, and you know, it was the first year after I was done playing, it was very difficult. You know, I missed it, but yet I knew that it was time for me to get out. And I think with the fact that I'm working with kids still, I've got my own academy and we're dealing with kids, it brings me back into the game, and that's the fun part of it.
There's a great team too. Baseballers Johnny Bench, a Hall of Famer, crouching behind Mike Schmidt, soon to be in baseball's Hall of Fame. Schmidt, of course, the great third baseman, one of the greatest ever to play with the Philadelphia Phillies, helped them win the World Series, an MVP, once cracked 4 home runs in one game.
Well, they've lined this up, both of them. Sometimes you can overread putts. Ooh, good try, but just
too slow to come out.
Just not high enough.
Really nice putt by Stieb. Obviously enjoying the golf these days after his baseball career. Johnny Bench. Yes! For par. Look at that smile, Sandra. Rick Rhoden, the 1994 Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic champion, for birdie. Here's a guy who could play.
I'm the best reader out here. Worst putter, but the best reader. I can flat read a putt.
Yeah.
Right, Bubba?
You got it.
Former member of the French Connection line, Rick Martin.
Nice little three-quarter swing.
Rico.
8th hole, and he's about 8 inches away. Not bad.
Tap in birdie.
Nice birdie for Rick Martin, playing alongside former goaltender teammate in Buffalo, Don Edwards. Peter Mahovlich.
Yes.
That was for birdie. Former Montreal Canadien. NHLer Dan Quinn. This guy could be a professional golfer if he wanted.
Yeah, plays around even par. He's a scratch handicap, Rod, and he looks like a golfer, just the way he's built and his demeanor.
His partner, you recognize that force, Mario Lemieux. Ahead of them, another hockey team, Clark Gillies, teamed with Pierre LaRouche. And there is the Pied Piper. Wherever he goes, his audience follows. Mario Lemieux's entourage. Autograph seekers everywhere.
Now, Mario was plumb bobbing it there, and that's how he was reading the line, by putting the putter up and looking down the shaft. And this putt, should come downhill and break to his left. It is a speed putt.
For birdie on 17. Hello. Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn with a birdie on 17. Mario says he will be back next year, too, to play hockey. That's good news for him and for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
That was a bonus putt. You don't expect to make those. One more birdie will be all right, buddy.
I knew it was in as soon as it went in.
You do it again now.
See what happens.
you got here? Let's see. It says cookies, 50 cents, lemonade, and water. And if you have a watermelon. And if you have American money, the price is triple. Do you have change for 100 American? Yeah. Okay, well, let's see what we got here. I have $1. What's $1 gonna get me?
Okay.
Do you have any golf balls? The sleeve of new Titleist? No, okay. All right, let's see what we got there. How about a little glass of lemonade for me?
Okay.
Okay? Not that little. No, that's fine. Perfect. Oh, that's gonna taste so good. Here's $1. You keep the change, all right?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, have a nice day.
Thanks.
Okay?
Bye.
Mmm. This is the best lemonade. You know, I've heard a lot about Canadian lemonade. Who made it?
I did.
You did?
You did.
Very good. Well, listen, I'm sending everybody I run into over here to buy some lemonade and cookies, okay?
Spread the word.
You got it.
Thank you.
See ya.
One of the houses lining the 16th hole at Islington.
Vanessa,
Breakfast of champions.
Do you think that the girls will ever forget giving lemonade to Jack Wagner?
They will be on the phone right now calling their friends saying, guess who stopped by my house to buy lemonade?
They won't believe them.
I know they won't.
We have video evidence. Jack Wagner bought lemonade. The rock and roll team coming up 18 might need a glass of lemonade. Tom Cochrane, Alex Lifeson, 5 over as a team for day 1. Cochrane for par.
You guys are so used to being on stage in front of people. What's it like to be on a golf stage in front of people?
I was saying to Alex on the first day, I said, you know, you get in front of 20,000 people, you have a great time, you know, with a guitar in your hand, but you got a golf club in your hand on the first tee and you're twitching and your arms are shaking a whole bit.
Yeah, but then again, you know, I've seen Lee Jansen on stage with a guitar, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, the other way around, yeah.
Well,
mind you weren't shaking your hand because you weren't awake yet on the
That's
first tee.
right. No.
So, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Unusual.
It's great because it's a whole different pressure. I mean, you get used to playing in charity tournaments and things like that where it's very, very relaxed and casual.
Yeah.
But here the pressure is completely different. And I mean, you really want to play well, and there's a gallery, and you're nervous about that. So it's you make a good shot, it's really rewarding.
A member of Team USA in the 1980 Winter Olympics in Lake Placid, Mike Eruzione. Do you believe in miracles? No. Here's Kirk Muller, now of the New York Islanders.
You can tell he's not happy with that shot.
Mike Eruzione scored the game-winning goal for Team USA against Russia in 1980's Miracle on Ice. He's kept very busy, and hockey is still very much in the forefront.
This year I had the pleasure of being an assistant coach at Boston University, where we won the national championship, so that was a great experience, my first year of coaching. And I did some hockey games for Fox as a commentator. I did a lot of Boston University hockey games as a color commentator. I do a lot of motivational speaking still for different companies. We laugh all the time. My friends say, you know, if you didn't score that goal, you'd be painting bridges, you know, and I laugh at them and say, you're right, but I didn't. I did score the goal. And a lot of things happen for reasons. I think, you know, 15 years later, I'm busy at what I do because I really believe I do a good job at what I do. And, you know, winning a gold medal and having that event happen for me gave me an opportunity. But, you know, it's what you do with that opportunity that counts. And I think I'm working hard to keep those doors open, and those opportunities will continue if I do.
How was it?
Well, we just carried our frustration from the season right on in the golf course. We had a good time. It just, you know, some good shots, some bad shots.
I don't think if we added up us as a foursome, we could be in close to being in first place.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to challenge whoever the leaders are right now.
It's good company, that's about it.
Speaking of leaders, Don Edwards, the former NHL goalie.
Using a putter from against that fringe. And he had an excellent shot.
Here's his partner, Rick Martin. Almost as good, so they take par on 18, Martin and Edwards. And after signing the scorecard, they end up -6 after day one.
Obviously, you have to be pretty pleased. 66.
Yeah, we teamed well today. We zigzagged it, and again, we didn't make too many mistakes. We had maybe 1 or 2 bad holes that we had to scramble, but overall we kept it bogey free. Yeah, Donnie's a great partner. He's always grinding, and so it was a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, it's a type of game, with best ball, Rod, is that, you think you're out of the hole, but you just got to keep working because it's the lowest score on the hole that counts. And, Rico hit it in close couple, many times today and had some good chances. And holes that he got in trouble, I was there. And it's sort of, you got to do the same dance. And we seem to be listening to the same music and dancing together. And that's what you have to do in this type of game.
Well, just like hockey, isn't it? Teammates on the ice, off the ice.
You can't get mad at each other.
Yeah, it was, Rico and I have known each other a long time. And the good thing about it is, we trust each other and we know what each other's capabilities are, and we don't try and exceed that. So you go out and just try and play your game and work together.
Dave Stieb, 18th fairway.
With a short little shot of about 90 yards, with a little wedge.
And from there, Dave Stieb for par. Just misses. The former pitcher, not bad with the putter. What's it been like post-baseball for you?
Well, it's been actually really good. I've enjoyed the time I've had off. It's been nice to stay in one place for a long period of time. It's been great to spend a lot of time with my wife and kids. It's been great in the new area that I live. I've taken full advantage of it, and a lot of snow skiing, snowmobiling, enjoying
real life now.
Yeah, enjoying the lake. Well, doing things that I couldn't do while I was playing ball, and I've just been enjoying the area and doing a lot of recreational activities. I've been having a great time.
Someone else having a great time at Islington is this guy.
At least we got a chance for tomorrow. We're in a good position. We got one more hole, though. You got to get up and down.
Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn, -8, chipping for the bird.
They look really relaxed. I would too if I was 8 under par.
And it looks like they will stay at 8 under par. The tap in for the par for Mario and his teammate Dan Quinn. What a great start to the Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic. Lemieux and Quinn, leaders after round one.
Tell us about the day. You have to be happy.
Yeah, I think we played pretty good. Danny had 5 birdies, I had 4 birdies, and we only got one bogey on number 10. But overall, we played pretty good, and we matched up pretty good on the card.
On a day where they're all celebrities and you have hockey and basketball and baseball, it's good to know that hockey reigns supreme today, at least, Dan.
Yeah, we seem to do well as a group of the hockey players against the other guys. But in this little tour we have, there's a lot of good golfers, and we knew we had to come out firing today. And we just hit each other really well. I left Mario alone on a hole, and he made a birdie on a very tough hole. So we had a couple things happen today that, we missed a few, but we made some that maybe we shouldn't have. So we're pretty happy where we're at.
That's really the key, isn't it? The team game.
Yeah, it is. When your partner's in trouble, you have to make sure you make at least a par, and that's sometimes hard to do. But we did it well today.
They sure did. Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn, the leaders after day one. Dick Anderson, Al Del Greco second, tied with Don Edwards and Rick Martin, both teams at -6. When we come back, day 2 at Islington and the Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic.
With Neon's multi-valve overhead cam engine and fully independent suspension, the question isn't performance. With dual airbags and anti-lock brakes, the question isn't safety. 2 doors or not 2 doors? That is the question. Say hello to the other neon, the new coupe. Now at your Dodge and Plymouth dealers.
Squids, we got snake big time in Barneyland.
They dream Green Room.
We sent shore slop.
Holmes, let's get aggro on IBM stick before we get churned. We'll bust the lip, get locked in the barrel, and we won't need a swami to keep us from going over the falls.
Are we talking triple concave?
Nectar. All the way.
Pure guava.
These lineups have been totally glassy since they chilled on the SEAL suits.
From the Islington Golf Club in Etobicoke, Ontario, CTV Sports presents the 1995 Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic, featuring the Altamira $100,000 Charity Challenge. It's a new day. Sunday, round 2 at the Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic. A chance to put to rest some of the memories from yesterday, the bad ones anyways, and rekindle some of that magic from the day before. Last minute preparation, some practice putts, and some autographs, of course, for the admiring fans.
See that? 43 yards deep, 15 yards on the green. So that means that the pin is 6 yards short. 6 yards short of middle. Okay, that's how we figure these things out.
Thank you, Mike Schmidt, for the orientation. Mike Schmidt and Johnny Bench at -3 after round 1. Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn, the leaders, at -8. Hockey leading the way, and also at the back end, Kirk Muller and Steve Thomas, the high score after day 1, +9. They hope to be better today. We're getting ready for round number 2 here at the Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic. And Sandra Post, if we thought day 1 was good for scores, we might be in for some better scores today because of the weather. It's sunny and beautiful.
Terrific, absolutely perfect weather conditions. And remember, yesterday with the rain, softened the greens, softened the fairways. That means that the greens will almost be like dartboards and you can really fire right at the pin.
We'll be watching Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn. Can they hold that lead? It's 2 strokes right now. Hockey players in the top 10. A lot of hockey players playing so well on this course. And I also notice, because I am a southpaw, that there are a lot of left-handers out here.
Well, and that's, you know, Canada per capita has more left-handed golfers than any other country in the world.
Now, why is that?
Well, because we start our little boys off, of course, playing hockey. I guess that's what is from the left side here. I don't know too much
if you're a
about
left winger.
Okay, and then they just pick up golf clubs and they start swinging the other way. The other way is theory is that if you mimic your parent, for instance, if I was your parent, you were a junior golfer, and I hit right, and you mimic me, and I take the club back, you end up playing left while
like
I
a mirror.
mirror image.
I wish my golf game was a mirror image of yours.
Well, it's getting better. Keep working.
Let's move on now to round number 2 here at the Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic. And here are some of the people we'll be watching as they come down the back 9 today. Yvonne Lendl, of course. Lendl and Grant Fuhr. Even par after 1 round. They weren't too happy with their first round, but they might be able to get it together today with putts like this. One of 3 Andersons in the field, the brother of Dick Anderson. This is Bobby Anderson. Yes, the former Denver Broncos running back. He's teamed with Brian Kinchin, NFL tight end, big guy with a nice soft touch.
Thank you. Thank you.
Clark Gillies, 3rd hole for birdie. That moves him to -3.
Coming slowly but surely. I changed my shoes. My other ones hurt my feet so much. I had to put some new ones on.
They look nice.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you can't play good, you gotta look good.
What size might those be, Clark?
These are 11.5 deep.
Really?
Yeah.
11.5 deep.
Yeah. The other ones were 9.5. That's why they were hurting my feet.
Did you guys notice how Clark was walking the last 3 holes?
Jack Wagner, 9th hole for birdie. Nice putt for Jack Wagner. His partner is Chuck Cecil on the 10th, the par 3.
Hitting a 5-iron. He's hit a great shot.
Get it, Win. Get it, Win. I'm sorry.
Wait.
And it is a good shot for Chuck Cecil and his partner Jack Wagner, because this is how far away he was.
Boy, Charlie.
The birdie moves that team to -3.
Good too, buddy.
Eddie Westfall.
Yes.
Great birdie for Eddie. Peter Tom Willis, NFL quarterback with the Bears. They're putting the lights out. Tom Willis and his partner, Browning Nagel, move to -5. Rick Roden. Got it. On the first hole, so Roden's team is at -4. Johnny Bench waiting. And on the tee, Mike Schmidt. Here's John Cerruti. 8th hole. Oh!
I'll say great job.
You guys get that chip in?
Yes, we did, John. And now to another John.
Cross-handed.
Johnny Bench. Birdies galore. -6. Big left-hander, Jack Marin.
Nice little pitch shot. Running it up the hill.
Oh! But it didn't drop for Marin. He did take a birdie, and so he and partner Leonard Truck Robinson on the 8th. This for birdie, Sandra.
Coming across the green, it's going to break, obviously, severely. Look at the speed of this putt.
Go right in the hole.
Oh, yes! Birdie for Marin and Robinson. They move to -7. They are in the hunt. And then on 9, Marin again. Will this go in the hole? Oh, what a terrific shot. He took birdie there. They moved to -8. Safely done, and so the Twin Towers, Marin and Robinson, the basketballers, chasing down the hockey players, Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn.
Mario has hooked his drive left here on this par 5, and for a second shot, he's hitting this long iron. He has to hook it around the trees again, and he's managed to do that. He's on the front of the green, and this is for eagle. He's given it a good chance.
Easy birdie on the second hole for Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn on the 9th. Another birdie. And so Quinn and Lemieux are blazing. Dan Quinn in particular is tearing up Islington today. -13 through 9 for the hockey team. Roden and Fingers are second at -9. Marin and Robinson at -8, with much more to come from Islington. Big left-hander, Jack Marin.
Nice little pitch shot, running it up the hill.
Oh! But it didn't drop for Marin. He did take a birdie, and so he and partner Leonard Truck Robinson on the 8th. This for birdie, Sandra.
Coming across the green, it's going to break, obviously, severely. Look at the speed of this putt.
Oh, yes! Birdie for Marin and Robinson. They move to -7. They are in the hunt. And then on 9, Marin again. Will this go in the hole? Oh, what a terrific shot. He took birdie there. They moved to -8. Safely done, and so the Twin Towers, Marin and Robinson, the basketballers, chasing down the hockey players, Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn.
Mario has hooked his drive left here on this par 5, and for a second shot, he's hitting this long iron. He has to hook it around the trees again, and he's managed to do that. He's on the front of the green, and this is for eagle. He's given it a good chance.
Easy birdie on the second hole for Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn on the 9th. Another birdie. And so Quinn and Lemieux are blazing. Dan Quinn in particular is tearing up Islington today. -13 through 9 for the hockey team. Roden and Fingers are second at -9. Marin and Robinson at -8, with much more to come from Islington. The three finishing holes at Islington. Hole 16, short par 4.
To a very elevated green. That's the tough part about this hole. You can barely see the top of the pin from the fairway.
Only 2 birdies yielded after day 1. On 17, 5 birdies, and that creek comes into play.
Well, and again, you have a blind second shot, and it makes it very difficult to make birdie.
The finishing hole 18, 4 birdies in day 1.
Straight away, par 4. What you see is what you get to a very small finishing green.
Islington links. It shows me how much my golf game stinks.
Here is Bobby Anderson.
And I can never win because I can't hit the green. Green, green, green. Okay.
Not bad with the golf club in his hands. He's a singer as well, obviously. Here he is on 16.
You can tell he just wants to rip it, Rod. And I mean, very important part of this golf course is putting it in play. The fairways are very narrow.
Thank you.
And there he is. You can see about 100 yards or so away from the green. And here's Yvonne Lendl.
Hitting a 5-wood. Lay up in front of that creek.
And it is in the first cut. He'll have a wedge into the green. Grant Fuhr, his partner.
Grant hitting a 3-iron.
And he is in a bit of trouble, Grant Fuhr is. That makes 16 even tougher. Fuhr and Lendl off down the fairway at 16 as our coverage of the 1995 Chrysler Celebrity Classic continues.
What's so new about new Speed Stick Clear deodorant? Take a look at this gel. See? It's wet and sticky. Mine goes on dry.
New Speed Stick Clear. It's more than clear. It's clearly dry.
By Menon. Hey, I'll take dry any day.
Now that the new Chrysler series has arrived, everyone else would appear to be moving in a different direction.
What's so new about new Speed Stick Clear deodorant? Take a look at this gel. See? It's wet and sticky. Mine goes on dry.
New Speed Stick Clear. It's more than clear. It's clearly dry.
By Menon. Hey, I'll take dry any day.
The second shot for Yvonne Lendl on the par 4 16th here at Islington.
Yvonne hitting a full wedge from the rough. Of course, the problem here, when you're hitting it from the rough, it's very hard to stop the ball on the green. And this green is very, very firm.
And he is back off the green. You can see the difficulty in stopping the ball. Here is Bobby Anderson's second shot. He was in the best shape off the tee.
Well, hitting from the fairway, you can impart a little bit of spin on the ball. And so the ball will stop on the green.
Bobby Anderson keeps it on the ledge. Anderson and partner Brian Kinchin at -3. Anderson, the former Bronco running back, was a boyhood friend, by the way, of the great Hale Irwin.
I'm about 4 years younger than Hale Irwin. I was a contemporary of his younger brother through junior high, high school, and college. We played on football, basketball, baseball teams together. Now, my brother Dick is a year younger than Hale, and he played football, basketball, and golf with Hale. But when I was probably 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, we used to go out. I say we, Phil Irwin, Hale's younger brother, and me, we'd go out and shag golf balls with our little pancake baseball mitts. And so we'd practice our fly balls while Hale would hit shag balls. I tell you, when he was a young 15, 16-year-old, we're probably 11 or 12, we didn't have to move too far to catch the ball. He was already hitting wedges right on top of me. And I would think, being a golfer now and loving the game and loving to practice golf, I would love to have a kid standing out there who I could hit at. It had to help him. It had to help him. It was a lot of fun. We'd run and dive for balls, and I think we caught up to about his 6-iron. Then we couldn't see him anymore.
Delicate third shot now for Yvonne Lendl, Sandra.
Using his pitching wedge, and as you say, delicate because it's all downhill.
Get it, get it, get it. Oh, Yvonne Lendl. 6-time winner of the Canadian Open Tennis Championship. The only thing this guy didn't do was win Wimbledon. And there he has a birdie. What a nice touch from the fringe on 16. That will help Grant Fuhr and Yvonne Lendl. They move to even.
This team has to be really disappointed, Rod. I mean, going in, they have to be one of the favorites in this tournament, and now they're only at even par. I mean, I know they made birdie there, but they have to be disappointed. I mean, they're better players than that.
Here's Bobby Anderson. He mentioned Hale Irwin, now on the senior tour. Bobby, a member of the Celebrity Golf Association, plays on this tour, having the time of his life, he says. This is for birdie.
Slight uphill putt.
Does it? Bobby Anderson. '16 has some lightning in it today. Only 2 birdies the day before. And back on the 16th tee, another NFLer, Chuck Cecil.
You can see a strong grip there. You really must hit that golf ball a long ways, hitting this iron off the tee.
And here it comes down into that landing area where they will hit wedge into the green. Nice shape for Chuck Cecil. His partner, Jack Wagner, they have it going today as well. They were even, Sandra, after day one. They have 6 birdies today. They're 6 under par. And the star of Melrose Place places it nicely down the fairway.
You guys make lemonade again today? All right. Still charging $20 a glass? Yep. Good. Smart girls.
Back on the 16th fairway, second shot on the par 4 for Chuck Cecil.
With a pitching wedge.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's an excellent shot. Here's his playing partner, Jack Wagner. And he has a long distance from there. In the trees on 17, Brian Kinchin. And he is back of the green with some of the spectators. Here is his playing partner, Bobby Anderson, fresh off that birdie on 16.
And he's left this ball well short of the pin.
And there is the creek that we talked about earlier that really comes into play off the drive, not off the second shot. Here's Wagner back on 16 for the birdie. But his playing partner has a better opportunity at birdie here.
Well, all that Jack really wanted to do was get it close and to make par.
Brian Kinchin and Bobby Anderson running into trouble on 17. This is a bogey for Anderson and Kinchin, and back to Chuck Cecil on 16 for birdie. Done. 3 on the very difficult par 4 for Cecil and Wagner. They're doing well today, but Lemieux and Quinn still lead the way at Islington.
I love these 4-hour flights. Just me and my... Where's my computer?
You checked it.
Ooh, I checked my notebook. I checked my notebook. I checked my notebook. I checked my notebook. Stop the plane. I checked my notebook. Check the notebook. Checked it. Check my notebook. My notebook gone.
I can't believe I checked my notebook.
I checked my notebook. But they don't care. Stop the plane! Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be leaving you now. I checked my notebook.
I can't believe I checked my notebook.
Anybody? Notebook? I checked it. Have you seen my notebook?
Mistakes can happen. Don't let the notebook computer you choose be one of them.
It's alive! It's alive! I love you! I checked my notebook.
Toshiba, tough enough for today's world. To find out more about Toshiba notebook computers, call 1-800-387-5645.
On the 17th tee, Chuck Cecil. The drive into the valley on the fairway at 17. There it is. His partner, Jack Wagner. They have to be pumped up after that nice birdie by Cecil on 16.
And again, they're hitting irons off the tee to lay up in good position.
Position is key here. The second shot is the shot, though, isn't it?
It certainly is. Look at Jack Wagner's nice pre-shot routine here, how he goes behind the ball and visualizes where he's going to hit it. Then he walks around, he puts his club head down first and then puts his stance in there. It's a solid pre-shot routine.
And he is solidly out there, right down by his playing partner, Chuck Cecil. Jack Wagner takes his golf very seriously. His fantasy foursome? Arnold Palmer? Jack Nicklaus, maybe? Nah.
If you ever harass me again, I'll slap you with a lawsuit that'll make your head spin.
You are, without a doubt, the sexiest woman I've ever met.
Melrose goes into production the 6th of July, which is our real big tournament up in Lake Tahoe, which NBC covers. So I had to put in my immediate request for time off first 2 days of shooting. So we'll see how it works out. The athletes are great. I try to stay away from as much as I can, okay? They've been hitting the head a lot, these guys. Hockey players, football players. We have a lot of fun.
Merry Christmas. Now, get plenty of rest and fluids. Take all of your medication.
Yeah, my fantasy foursome has moved basically to Heather Locklear, Heather Locklear, Heather Locklear, Heather Locklear is basically what I'm looking for.
And now to the team of Peter Tom Willis and Browning Nagel. This is Peter Tom Willis's second shot on the 16th hole just moments ago. That far away for birdie. This team has gained 4 shots today. They're at -6, and here is his birdie putt, Sandra.
Downhill, it's a fast putt, but he hit it dead center. Great putt.
We have seen some excellent putting on 16. Yesterday it wasn't the case. Nagel and Peter Tom Willis are now -7. On the 18th fairway, Bobby Anderson.
With a short iron to this small green.
Running it up there, a little bit short. And here is Yvonne Lendl.
From the rough, you have to be careful because the ball can really jump out of the rough and go
it
anywhere.
Did. Yes, it did. But look at, here it comes. Almost on the green, just off. Yvonne Lendl. Little smile from Yvonne. Didn't see too many of those when he played tennis. Back on the 17th green, Chuck Cecil for par. So he leaves it up to his playing partner here. Mr. Wagner has this putt for par. A bogey for Wagner, and Cecil drops them to -6. This is Rick Roden coming into view now of our cameras on the 16th.
Hitting a fairway wood off the tee. See, they want to get down over that hill this today, Rods. You have a choice here, either to stay back on the hill, and then you can see the pin, or get down in the valley. Of course, you'll be closer, but then you won't be able to see the pin. So it's your choice.
Rick Roden heading down the 16th fairway at Islington.
What's so new about new Speed Stick Clear deodorant? Take a look at this gel. See? It's wet and sticky. Mine goes on dry.
New Speed Stick Clear. It's more than clear. It's clearly dry.
By Menon. Hey, I'll take dry any day.
Some mountains are over 500 million years old. And while water still covers over 2/3 of them, Jeep covers the rest.
What's so new about new Speed Stick Clear deodorant? Take a look at this gel. See? It's wet and sticky. Mine goes on dry.
New Speed Stick Clear. It's more than clear. It's clearly dry.
By Menon. Hey, I'll take dry any day.
The last time he was in Toronto competing, he captured a tennis championship. He won't win a golf championship today. Yvonne Lendl and partner Grant Fuhrer finishing off their tournament at the Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic. The hockey player and the tennis star finish 1 over for the tournament. Back to 17 now. This is Browning Nagel in the trees, in trouble. A totally blind shot here.
Having to work the ball up, left to right, from the trees.
And here it comes. Hello. Hello, hello. Yes! Oh, shot of the day. Browning Nagel. And do you know what? He didn't even see it, Sandra Post. High five for partner Peter Tom Willis. An eagle on 17. Bobby Anderson finishing off his day. Oh, that'll get the heart started. Bobby Anderson and partner Brian Kinchin finishing -3 for the tournament. Rick Roden, second shot on 16. Up on the ledge, he and partner Raleigh Fingers currently at -9. And here is Raleigh, he of that handlebar mustache, of course a member of the Oakland A's in the 70s.
What a great shot there and a great opportunity to make another birdie.
Raleigh Fingers. And on the 17, the fingers of Browning Nagel pick his ball out of the hole. An eagle. Nagel and Peter Tom Willis now -9. Back to 16. Johnny Bench.
Hitting a long iron. He just wants to find a piece of that fairway. There he goes down the crest of that fairway. And he'll have a little pitching wedge left to the green.
Johnny Bench. He's got a great story of his first Pro-Am event when he was paired with the legendary Arnold Palmer.
It was my first Bob Hope, first tournament of any sort. I'd played on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then on Saturday, Bob Hope was playing in the group ahead of us, but he wanted me over on the tee so I could meet, Vice President Agnew. And so I went over and watched him, and Vice President Agnew teed off, and he teed off this way, and he hit the guy right there, sitting in the first row of the bleachers. They said to give him a mulligan. He hit the guy next to him. And Willie Mays duck hooked one down, almost took somebody's head off. So now I'm playing with Palmer in the next group. I mean, here it is. It's 538-yard par 5, 5 deep on each side. You couldn't move. There's people out there, and I'm playing with the king. And Arnold fired one down there, and he come hitching it up and everything. And I get down there. It's my turn, and they introduce me, and I cannot put the ball on the tee. It will not stay on the tee. I'm just. Arnold looked at me and says, "You all right?" And I said, "No, I'm not." Yeah, it's tough out here.
That's Clark Gillies finishing up on 18 to an appreciative round of applause. He and partner Pierre LaRouche finishing off their round. Chuck Cecil and Jack Wagner finishing up as well. And here's Rick Rhoden for birdie. His partner, however, is in real tight.
Very close. But he would have liked to make that putt to take the pressure off of him, I'm sure.
And here is the Eagle Man, Browning Nagel on 18. Could he do it twice?
With a flying lie.
And he will have a tough time getting a par even from there. But he and his partner have come from nowhere in this second round. And now the birdie putt of Raleigh Fingers.
Inside left. Slight downhill putt.
Easily done. Rhoden and Fingers now -10. They're in the money for sure. We haven't seen Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn, the leaders. We will see them shortly when they come into camera range. On 18, Peter Tom Willis's second shot. And he is right beside his partner, Browning Nagel. The leaders, Lemieux and Quinn, 4 shots ahead of Rhoden and Fingers at the Chrysler Classic.
I'm the Kodak Fun Saver camera that's waterproof. I dive into the water, go with no camera either. I can get great shots when I'm wet. The Kodak Fun Saver camera. Film and camera all in one.
With its 11-speaker spatial imaging sound system and sumptuous leather interior, the Chrysler LHS puts you in the lap of luxury. And if that's not enough, its 3.5-liter, 214-horsepower engine invites you to try a few other laps as well. Chrysler LHS, the North American luxury car redefined.
I'm the Kodak Fun Saver panoramic camera. What a great panorama. Gonna get it with this camera. Get the wide shot your camera may not. The Kodak Fun Saver panoramic camera. Film and camera all in one, yeah.
16th hole, 3rd shot for Johnny Bench, and this is not pleasant, is it, Sam?
No, from behind the green, downhill lie with a sand wedge. You can see that his club got caught up in the grass there.
That's where you hope your partner comes through right now.
Well, that's what this event's all about, to have a partner to back you up. No one person can do all the job.
17th fairway. Fresh off a birdie is Rick Roden's team. Roden and Raleigh Fingers, and Roden is long, and he is right. Mike Schmidt, 16th green. That seals the par for the team of Schmidt and Bench.
Johnny taking a few practice putts just in case he might need it on the next hole. Ooh, save them, Johnny.
Johnny Bench already in baseball's Hall of Fame. His partner soon to be enshrined in Cooperstown.
Some 18 years ago, I left Dayton, Ohio with 2 very bad knees. And a dream to become a Major League Baseball player. I thank God that the dream came true. You think back in your life about all the people who were involved in the chain of helping you along the way. You know, your high school coaches, starting with your parents, and then your high school coaches, your little league coaches, my college coach, trainers, you know, just everybody throughout my life who plays a part in this honor. They're all going to be in Cooperstown. It's my one last chance in life, and not everybody gets that chance to thank those people, you know, to have dinner with them, to recognize them in front of the world and in front of the country, sports fans, Philadelphia fans, to let them know that I haven't forgotten them, and that, you know, my plaque in Cooperstown not only has my name on it, but behind it, it has, you know, all of the memories that these people helped create for me.
One of the greatest ever, Mike Schmidt. Browning Nagel now for birdie on 18. Can he? Oh, no! Can you believe this?
What a great finish in the last 2 holes.
And he wasn't on the green for either one of them. Browning Nagel, eagles 17 from the fairway, birdies 18 for his team on the fringe.
And never had the putter out of his bag.
Now in camera range is Jack Marin, one of the chasers and pursuers today. Good shot on 16. But back to Browning Nagel. This team started the day 2 under. They finished the day 10 under par. Here's Rick Martin on the 16th. And he has that much for a birdie for he and partner Don Edwards. And here's Don. And there he goes, Sandra. There's that elevation. You don't get it on the ledge.
And you could tell by the gallery's moan there that it went back down that ridge.
Jack Marin's playing partner, Leonard Truck Robinson, the Twin Towers. Marin and Robinson. The Truck is not as close as his partner. So Edwards is hoping for Martin, and Robinson is hoping for Marin. We'll get back to the 16th in a moment. To the 17th, Rick Roden. And here is Mario Lemieux, the leaders now, coming to 16.
Hit that iron down there in perfect shape.
Mario and Dan Quinn have opened up a 5-stroke advantage, and Sandra, Dan Quinn is on a course record pace on his own ball today.
Hitting a fairway wood off that tee.
And he is on top of the ledge.
Different type of strategy, maybe.
Rick Roden for par. Good 4 from Roden and Fingers. They're still at 10 under par. On 16 for birdie, Rick Martin.
Almost.
That kind of day for this team. They started the day -6.
Made a couple of quick birdies over the first 2 holes, but then gave them back and never could gain momentum after that.
They are still 6 under par. And on 17, this is Mike Schmidt. Line shot. You have to aim for a birdhouse on this hole. Browning Nagel, I don't know if he was aiming for a birdhouse when he got the eagle on 17. Shot of the day, most assuredly. Here's Jack Marin. The birdie putt for Marin and his partner, Truck Robinson. That could have put that team to -10. They're still at 9 under par, and on the 18th hole, Rolly Fingers, a looping swing.
Bailed out there to the left a little bit, but that's a safe place to be.
You wonder what Rolly Fingers is up to these days? Communication.
I work for a communications company in San Diego, California, Carlsbad, and we do live interactive television. We put QB1 football. I don't know if you've ever played it or not, but we put that into the hospitality industry where you can anticipate the next play during a live football game. So it keeps me busy, something to do. Beats giving up line drives. When I first grew it, we won the World Series in 1972. And when you win the World Series, ball players are probably the most superstitious people that walk around. So we won the World Series in 73 and won it in 74. So after 3 years, I figured I better keep it. So I've had it ever since. And I've had to raise it there a couple times. You know, I lost a doubleheader one day in Baltimore. I lost both games, and I had to raise it there, but I said, nah, I better not. So I've had it for about 23, 24 years.
Another fellow who has had his mustache for a while, Mike Schmidt. He waved off his partner, Johnny Bench. And that obviously was good enough. They took their par on 17, Bench and Schmidt. And here is Dan Quinn on 16.
Hitting a 9-iron.
That's the kind of day it's been for Dan Quinn.
And Mario Lemieux following up with a pitching wedge to this green.
Oh, goodness. That helps things out, doesn't it? So Dan Quinn in real close, but Mario Lemieux within inches. He came very close to holing it for an eagle on 16. They'll have a birdie there. And here's Rolly Fingers' finish.
Good work, Rolly. Good work.
That was for par, so Rolly Fingers and Rick Roden finish -10. And look at this. That's a nice dilemma, isn't it?
It certainly is.
There is the birdie for Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn. And Dan Quinn playing his old ball also got birdie there. Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn now at 16 under par, a 6-stroke lead at Islington.
What's so new about new Speed Stick Clear deodorant? Take a look at this gel. See? It's wet and sticky. Mine goes on dry.
New Speed Stick Clear. It's more than clear. It's clearly dry.
By Menon. Hey, I'll take dry any day.
At Dodge, we thought about how cars like this have to respond quickly. Just like you. Cars like this have to maneuver through heavy traffic. And so do you. But cars like this have a double wishbone suspension to give them that kind of control. Well, when you buy a new Dodge Stratus, so do you. Dodge Stratus, the cure for performance anxiety.
What's so new about new Speed Stick Clear deodorant? Take a look at this gel. See? It's wet and sticky. Mine goes on dry.
New Speed Stick Clear. It's more than clear. It's clearly dry.
By Menon. Hey, I'll take dry any day.
17th fairway, second shot for the truck. Leonard Robinson. That's not bad. The question now, Sandra, is who will finish second?
That's right.
This horse race is over. Lemieux and Quinn can coast.
And they're so relaxed. They're having a good time. They can do nothing wrong, really, at this point.
Jack Marin, long and off the green. Mike Schmidt coming home now on 18. Little bit long.
Yeah, jumped out of that rough a little bit on him and surprised him. Johnny also. Johnny Bench hitting it from the rough.
Nicely done. Bench and Schmidt at -7 after 17 holes. Here's Jack Marin chipping on 17.
It's good to be back in Toronto because it was a home team for me when I was playing with the Buffalo Braves. We played, I guess, about 10 games a year up here in Maple Leaf Gardens, and it's fun to be back in Toronto. Islington is a wonderful golf course. I think basketball in Canada is going to be as popular as it is in the United States, especially the way the game's being played today now. The speed is back into the game, the finesse is back into the game, and I just think that it will be popular anywhere it's played, the way the NBA is playing today. And Toronto was a good home team for us when I was in Buffalo. We had good crowds here, and I expect that the Raptors will do very, very well. I leave from Toronto here and go to Chicago, where I was fortunate enough to win last year, and this is going to be a good warm-up. I hope we play well. I've got a great partner in Chuck Robinson, and winning on national television last year in Chicago was a real thrill. Maybe the biggest thrill I've ever had in sport. And after an 11-year NBA career, I think that's something to say.
Speaking of the truck, for birdie. And that moves that team to -10. They're 5 under on the day. And 6 big strokes behind the leaders. And finishing off the day and the tournament, this is Johnny Bench getting some help from Mike Schmidt. This is for birdie.
He wastes very little time here, doesn't he, Rod?
Get in the hole. Now that's the way to cap it off. 2 baseball greats, Johnny Bench and Mike Schmidt.
Bobby, thank you very much, Bobby.
And these guys can golf too. Bench and Schmidt finish this tournament at -8. On the 17th fairway, with playing partner Al Del Greco in the same group with the leaders Lemieux and Quinn, Dick Anderson's approach shot. Here it comes. Here it comes. He is about 8 feet away for birdie. Nice shot by Dick Anderson. And here is the second shot of Dan Quinn. And his ball, not quite as close as Anderson. and his playing partner Del Greco, who are very tight. And here comes the second shot of Mario's. Been a tough couple of seasons for Mario Lemieux as he puts it up close. The back problems, Hodgkin's disease, the chemotherapy, anemia, and now the good news is that he says he will return to the NHL next season. Don Edwards finishing off his round. Second shot, 18.
Everybody seems to like it. Just to jump up there. Best shot we've seen all day.
On 18. Out in the fairway, Leonard Robinson. Not quite the bounce he wanted. He would have liked it closer. Robinson. Why they call him the truck?
That was my NBA name as a rookie. A guy named Dennis Laval at Syracuse University. Him and I was rookies together in '74 with Washington Bullets. And it just came about driving to the hoop, trying to avoid guys, being a rookie, playing with the Bullets, Elvin Hayes and Wes Olson, those guys. And I got a lot of traveling calls, trying to avoid guys, and it got bad. And I used to play football. I told Sweet D was calling that, I wasn't going to avoid guys, I'm going to run over them. I started running over guys on purpose. Yeah. Try to get them to not stand in my way and try to draw the charge. And it just stuck and stuck. And he said I was like a truck running over guys, because I was 22 then, of course. About a 225. So I was moving pretty good for my size.
If Leonard Robinson is the truck, Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn have been steamrollers. Here on 17, that was for birdie, so Lemieux and Quinn will stay at 16 under par. Most assuredly, they are on their way to the winner's circle. One hole to go. And Dick Anderson for birdie. So Anderson and Del Greco now at -9. But it is all Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn cruising at the 95 Chrysler Celebrity Classic.
After introducing the very friendly, very quick, and very safety-conscious 4-door Neon, we thought you'd get a kick out of this little number. Say hello to the Neon Sport Coupe, if you can catch it. Neon, available in regular and new extra spicy. Now at your Dodge and Plymouth dealers.
After the best shot of the day on 18, Don Edwards trying to finish it off. Just snuck it on the side. Don Edwards and partner Rick Martin finish this tournament -7. 1 under for the entire day today. And here is Leonard Robinson for par. He and his partner Jack Marin will be in the money. They finish 10 under par. The Twin Towers. And back on 18, the final group of the day. Dick Anderson. He has them scurrying on the left side of the fairway. We're not sure if he has a shot or not. Dan Quinn. If he birdies this hole, he would shoot 63 on his own ball today, Sandra.
Incredible round. Just great golf, and he's driven it just in the right rough there, and he's got actually a good entrance to the pin.
Even a par would give him a course record at Islington.
Overall, it's the most powerful line of trucks on the planet. A line of trucks built by people who look at things a little differently. From the company that puts an airbag in every single one. A line of trucks that from one end to the other simply refuses to follow the rules. From Dodge, Canada's truck stop.
Dick Anderson's second shot.
Long iron shot. He's got to favor the left side if anything, because there is a creek to the right side of this green.
Big gallery here at Islington, too. A lot of people watching behind the green on the patio and people lining the fairways. Here's Dan Quinn's second shot.
And he's got a slight flyer from that rough. He'll carry a little long.
Dan Quinn and his partner running away and hiding with this Chrysler Celebrity Classic. 8 under yesterday, they're 8 under today. And here is Houston Oilers place kicker Al Del Greco. Another scratch golfer on this tour. And he shows you why. Just a little bit long, however. And the long hitter of the group on this hole is that rather imposing figure on 18. I like watching him golf, but I love watching him play hockey. And so do a lot of hockey fans.
Mario has an excellent golf swing. I know he has professional aspirations on the tour. I don't know if that'll ever happen or not. But overall, I mean, I think his golf swing is very solid, and it's a good golf swing.
Well, whatever he has put his mind to, it has always worked. He is the magnificent one.
Cuts down towards the net, moves in, makes his move, and he beats him like a rented mule.
Tell us about the fascination with golf now. Every time I see you play, you seem to be getting better and better and better.
Well, I've been working up my game a little bit. Early this summer, I went to see David Ledbetter for a couple lessons about 4 or 5 months ago, and I think he really helped my game on understanding my swing and how to play the game of golf, and it's been going well so far.
Lemieux poking at the center. Lemieux ahead to Gretzky. Has Murphy with him on a 2-on-1 to Lemieux. And on goal. He shoots. He scores! Mario Lemieux!
How tough is it, though, now in the last year, hockey season? You know, you probably got a little more time to play some golf. But to sit and watch, I know I watched you during the playoffs, almost agonizingly watch your Penguins bow out. Is it difficult for you?
It was difficult a little bit, but you know, I had made the decision early last year not to play for the full season, so it made it a little bit easier for me to watch and to go to the games and knowing that I had no chance to play this year. So the main thing was my health, trying to get back on top, try to get my strength back to where it was a couple of years ago, and I'm feeling a lot better now.
Well, judging by the way he's playing golf, he is feeling better. We can't wait to see him on the ice again. Mario Lemieux and partner Dan Quinn head to the 18th green. They are the leaders and soon to be crowned the champions of the 1995 Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic from the Islington Golf Club in Etobicoke.
There's a new neon starting to show up out there. And lurking under its lovable hood is a 150 horsepower surprise. Look for details in the back lane. Say hello to the other neon, the Sport Coupe. Now at your Dodge and Plymouth dealers.
Squids, we got snake big time in Barneyland.
They dream green room.
We sent shore slop.
Holmes, let's get aggro on IBM stick before we get churned. We'll bust a lip, get locked in the barrel, and we won't need a swami to keep us from going over the falls.
Are we talking triple concave?
Nectar. All the way.
Pure guava.
These lineups have been totally glassy since they chilled on the SEAL suits.
CTV Sports presents the Chrysler Celebrity Classic from the Islington Golf Club in Toronto. Brought to you by Chrysler Canada and the Altamira Foundation.
Dick Anderson finishing off his 2 days of play at Islington. The par for Anderson and partner Al Del Greco, they finish off the tournament -9. And that is 7 shots back of the leaders, Dan Quinn and Mario Lemieux. And Sandra Post, Dan Quinn here with a course record on his own ball, unofficially, 64.
Well, this team, I mean, played great, Rod. I think one of the reasons that Dan played well today is because he has a partner. It's the format, you know, one can relax a little bit.
Well, Browning Nagel and Peter Tom Willis and Rick Roden and Raleigh Fingers and Jack Marin and Truck Robinson, they all gave it a great shot today, but they all finished 6 shots back of the champions, Dan Quinn and Mario Lemieux.
You know, Danny shot 64 today, so he shot 8 under on his own ball. And he played great right off the bat. He birdied 1, 2, and 3, and just kept going from there. And he made a lot of great putts for the team. And I was out of the hole a few times today, and he was right in there. So he played just super today for us.
I guess the heat doesn't bother you. You're dressed in black today in the hot sun. Intimidation.
I have nothing. I just have nothing else clean mostly. But, it was great. We had a lot of fun. We kind of had a good start today, and then. He made a lot of putts on mine easier because he was in the hole for par, so I was able to go with a couple. So it made it really fun to play. Made the last 8 or 10 holes were fun because we had such a good lead.
Special thanks to those who helped make this event possible for our CTV sports team and to the members of Islington, a course that spun some magic. Well, you're not on top of the leaderboard, but Browning Nagel, you have a shot at the day. Tell us about it.
It's a blind shot, and you know, you just aim left of the birdhouse. and I knew when it came off the club, it was a good shot. Now it's just a matter if it gets a good kick, if it, bounces right. And all I heard was silence, and then just a growing cheer. And then someone had said it was an eagle, and I wasn't sure. You're never sure until you go up in the hole and pick it out.
Now we ask our winners, who had a great 2 days of golf, to come forward and accept their checks for $8,000, Mario Lemieux and Dan Quinn. Congratulations.
And so the Icemen get the crystal. The Hockey Stars shine the brightest at the 1995 Chrysler Celebrity Golf Classic. For Sandra Post, this is Rod Black. So long, everyone, from the Islington Golf Club.
This is CTV.